Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Finks.
We're back, man. Episode 385.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. Give you a little warning here. It's really hot out here in California, man. We got the AC on. We got a fan on. You hear any not reverb. You hear anything in the background, that's what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
I probably should not have mentioned that. But yeah. Let's do it, guys. All right, you guys ready to go back to school? Huh?
Yeah.
Yay. You ready to get on that fucking crowded school bus? And get in a fight with the bully on the back of the bus. Yeah, so back to school. As most kids or most people around this time in the year are, within the United States are going back to school. And I just think of my memories, the first day of school and my little cool outfits I had, going to class. I remember back in the day, if you had a JanSport backpack and a Trapper Keeper, you was rich.
What's a Trapper Keeper?
A Trapper Keeper, I think you missed the wave because I'm a little older than you.
Yeah.
But the Trapper Keeper was this basically, instead of like a binder, it was like a rubber version that was more heavy duty, and it was super cool. And you could put like
zip on there.
It had a zip around it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what that.
But the Trapper Keepers in the '90s was OD. Like it looked like everything in the '90s is just done up. Like it looked like the Trapper Keeper it was like a Converse product or something.
Yeah.
It was super dope.
That's fire.
But yeah, if you had a Trapper Keeper and a JanSport backpack, I just thought you were rich when you did that.
Do you remember it was like a short stint with the one strap backpacks?
Yes, but that was towards like my senior year in high school.
Yeah.
I remember your brother bought one.
Yeah, and then I had inherited it when I was in junior high. It was pretty smooth. Like, it was different, but it was low-key swaggy.
It had that thing across, but it was a wide strap. Like, that went across your chest.
Yeah, you strap it on.
Was it Velcro or no?
Yeah, Velcro. They would always have, like, the little cell phone pockets, but then nobody had no cell phones back then.
No, nobody did.
I mean, I had one, but it wasn't, like, it wasn't super popular.
No, not at all.
A cell phone.
Yeah. Cell phones were barely coming around when you were in high school. They were around. Trust me, they were around
People
in 2010.
had them,
yeah,
but it wasn't until I think it was probably when I was in high school where pretty much everyone I knew had a cell phone.
Yeah, that's when they started really coming along with the smartphones. I think the first smartphones that I remember is when I was in college, and it was a smartphone, but they called them PDAs. I don't know if you remember them. A PDA phone was basically one of those Microsoft Windows phones that had like the internet on it and shit. Those are the first ones. And then another one that was a smartphone was a BlackBerry. Those are like considered like the smartphones of their time, right? Which is crazy. But no, man, back to school. I just have so many fond memories, man. Having my, school clothes. I think school clothes might be the biggest ripoff of all time.
I say that.
Because it has absolutely nothing to do with your education. It's just a ploy to buy clothes.
Yeah.
That's all it is, just a ploy. But when I was in school, we had real deals back then. We had We had the 2 for $80 Reebok Classics, man.
That's why I remember I had hit y'all. When I was shopping, it was like a shoe that they were selling for $80-something.
Yes, the
and
Reeboks.
I was like, you used to have 2 for $80.
We did.
Back in the day.
2 for $80 Reebok Classics. I'm thinking about my best first day of school clothes. I think my best first day of school clothes that I had, the best shoes I'll point to, I had some Deion Sanders shoes. My 8th grade year, my dad bought me.
Oh,
and they the ones that had the bubble in the back. I guess they call it. They had it's the ones he used to wear when he was in Dallas. But I wasn't a Cowboy fan, obviously. But his shoes is dope. And it had the Nike swoosh with the strap on the front.
Yeah.
I had some corduroy shorts on because corduroy was still big back then.
Yeah.
And and I had like a bunch. I used to wear a lot of Interstate. I don't know if you remember those clothes. Interstate jeans.
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Interstate was a huge brand back then. So Interstate T-shirts, I had like 6 different versions of the same T-shirt. I had some Interstate jeans. They said IS on them. Those are huge.
I remember those.
Yeah, those are huge.
I think that there's some kids at my school that might be like I won't say bringing them back, but I think they'd be wearing those.
Interstate? No way.
Yeah.
You sure it's not Jinko?
Yeah, there's a couple kids that are like, they wear like that, like the baggy, like skateboarder kind of guys. They wear some of that stuff.
I wonder if they're still around. Let me look right now. Interstate jeans. Let me see if
they might be like thrifted jeans or something.
Oh.
Who knows where they got them from?
Because I'm looking here. Okay, IS. Nah, it's considered like, because I'm looking at here, it's Depop. Oh my God, get out of here. They got a pair of, it says Jinko men's jeans, black 34s, but it says IS, so Interstate. They're $184.
Dang.
These are the pants I wore to school.
Yeah, you could be getting rich, bro.
Oh my God, dude.
You gotta hold on to your pants, man.
Wow.
Yeah, where you looking on?
It's a website called Grail. It's a vintage website.
Oh, okay.
It says vintage Interstate baggy fit jeans, size 30, $119 for these.
Sheesh.
Another one is $137. You guys are appropriating my childhood. I don't appreciate it. $200 on eBay. So they don't have these jeans like available anymore.
Right.
But I would advise people, like, if you're like an older guy, like you're like an elder millennial, and for some reason you have your clothes, dude, you better pay attention, buddy.
I think it might be wise, whatever age you are, it might be wise in high school. You got to have foresight, and you also got to have enough money to not be like moving around 50 different places.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just to hold on to a little bit of your childhood, you know, like maybe that T-shirt that's really popular at the time, you know, just fold, like maybe have a little box or container of couple T-shirts and maybe some jeans or something you could just kind of stow away, especially if you're kind of the size you're going to be for the rest of your life. I think that's a good idea.
Dang, dude. I'm looking here at Interstate. Oh, man. Yeah, like these kids, society changes where they're wearing skinny jeans, and then they go back baggy, and then they go back like slim. But right now, I notice kids are getting bigger pants.
Yeah, baggy jeans.
Because the whole skinny jean craze, it lasted a while. Like it was, and then it went from like skinny to like fitted jeans, and now it's like kids are starting to wear like bigger shit now.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to see the baggy clothes, but yeah, that's definitely.
But
definitely a thing.
This baggy is a little different than when we were in school, because we had like regular baggy jeans. These kids are they're going like, I seen Drake with some baggy jeans recently and like some huge boots. I'm like, Drake, if you don't fucking stop, like you don't need to jump on trends, bro. We're like the same age. Don't do that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I haven't quite got there yet with the super baggy jeans.
I think I'm just gonna say it. I think me and you are aged out. I think we have a basic male millennial dress code at this point. Like we just wear like clean, like the shit I'm wearing now. I just got like a pair of regular jeans on. I got some Pumas. I got a Crenshaw t-shirt from Nipsey's line.
I think for
me,
I don't go, like I work more than I can just like wear cool clothes.
Right.
So that's part of it for me. Like I don't really, like I work 5 days a week. So by the time, and I can't wear that to work. So by the time it comes around to like wanting to wear like cool stuff, like it's just not enough time for all that. I think if I was like a college student or something like that, I probably would be like, you know, more conscious of those kind of things. But yeah. I mean, I like being, you definitely want to be yourself. You don't want to be a person that's just always jumping on every trend, especially when you're in your 30s. But I definitely want to, you know, just be kind of fashionable. I don't want to be like too far into the past. Like,
yeah. And you know, there's some other fond memories that I have, right? Well, and another one of those is cafeteria food. The cafeteria food, man, sometimes I have like daydreams, man. And I think about the stuff we used to eat. And, you know, they had the mashed potatoes with they call it cream turkey, but it's like turkey breast and a little white bowl with a little gravy on it. That shit was fire. That's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Another one we had those chicken sandwiches. So before there was a chicken sandwich craze, we had the best.
Before Chick-fil-A was.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A been around for a minute though,
but not that long.
Yeah.
We used to have a spicy Tyson chicken sandwich from Tyson.
Yeah.
And that shit was fire, bro.
Yeah.
That was the original chicken sandwich of all. It was the father of all the chicken sandwiches. It was the magnum opus of chicken. It was fire, man. And also too, when you grow up poor, school lunches is where it's at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it put at least 2 meals in you, especially the breakfast. I used to go in the morning, and I wasn't ashamed. There was some people that was poor. Like, I guess my sister would try to act like she was too good and shit.
Yeah.
But not me. I would go in there in the morning. I would get that free breakfast and free lunch.
Yeah. I am mad at myself because I didn't take advantage of the breakfast enough. Because They used to have fire breakfasts like
Yes,
French
they did.
toast.
Hell
and
yeah.
different things like that. So yeah, pancakes sometimes. Like I just never. I never got to school early enough, but then two, like I would always just eat cereal and stuff at home. But generally, the cereal was not enough. Like you'd be hungry by the time 10:30, 11 come around, you starving.
To make it worse, we had the nerve to eat cereal for breakfast, sugary cereal, and act like that's like something you should be eating.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's not breakfast, bro.
Yeah.
You might as well just get a tub of sugar and just drink it. That shit was the cereal we had. Well, cereal now was in a way worse place. I don't know if you've been down the cereal aisle lately.
Yeah.
My nigga, they had honey bun cereal. I'm like, they're trying to kill these fucking kids. Honey bun cereal, dude. Mm-hmm. Somebody please make it stop.
I be eating like I won't say I eat the best. Most cereal is just full of sugar anyways, but I'll generally eat like honey bunches of oats, or I actually eat a lot of the Crunch. I just got the Crunch Raisin Bran.
Oh, no, you tripping.
Yeah, I eat that.
That's
it
old.
cleans you.
That's the old nigga cereal aisle.
Yeah. I actually like, weirdly enough, I like some of that old. Maybe it's because my mom used to mix cereals back in the day and stuff like that.
You be eating like mini wheats and shit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll eat. I eat mini wheats. I will eat. It's like the Quaker Farm. I forget. It's like a certain cereal that they have, and then I'll eat the Raisin Bran Crunch.
Oh, no.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches I rock with.
Yeah. But yeah, I call them my old man food for sure. I mean, old man cereals. Yeah.
Yeah, you buying cereal from the Morgan Freeman section, nigga. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, these are my favorite cereals. Marlon Dupree. I love
Morgan Freeman.
I love these cereals. I love getting me some milk and some good old crunchy meat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back when I was growing up, we would get a frosted mini wheat from out in the farm. They would just walk out there to a farmer's market. They would take the mini wheats and put it right in a bowl. We get the milk straight from the cow's teat. We're like, God damn, Morgan Freeman is older than the cereal company. Fuck.
That's funny.
And like I remember my classmate back in the day, I went to school with Harriet Tubman, and I was like, God damn,
I'm dead.
Morgan Freeman was on the Underground Railroad? Jesus Christ.
Harriet Tubman ain't going to no school.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Man, I can't believe he was in Shawshank Redemption, man. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's a trip. That, and also I remember times where I was really poor as a kid and I didn't really have, I grew up with a single father. There was times where there wasn't very much resources in the house at times. And I wouldn't have school clothes and I'd be kind of ran down and, cats would be roasting you, making fun of you and whatnot. And like you play it off like it don't hurt, but that shit be hurting.
For sure.
It'd be hurting when you sitting there and you a poor kid that don't got the resources. And I could have like said something. I could have been like, "Oh, nigga, that's why you ain't got no dad." But I didn't say. I didn't say it.
Right.
I was just like, "Oh, all right. I see you. I see." But it was hurting me, man.
Yeah.
My freshman year in high school was probably the worst time ever with school clothes because
that's a tough transition too. Because you on a brand new campus.
Yeah.
It's like different energy. Yeah.
Yeah. I had on stuff from like the 8th. Remember them Dion shoes I mentioned? I was wearing those when I went to high school. Huh? Same ones. And by this time, the bubble in the back was busted on one of the shoes. The air bubble had popped.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around with a pop bubble and niggas like, this nigga did his shoes, man.
How many, going from Kern to BHS, how many people were like, it wasn't everybody, but I know a handful of people probably went over there.
Oh yeah, good amount.
From Kern to BHS,
yeah. There's some people that I went to. There's some people that I went to school with from junior high all the way through high school. But nah, man, I just remember people coming to school. They got like nice stuff on. They wearing like Filas and the clean. They got the new Grant Hills on and shit. They they got the new Jordans on. They got the fresh shoes and everything on. And I'm at the school just busted. I was like that for months too, and then my dad was like, "Fuck that shit." I remember my dad didn't pay rent. Like he's like, "I ain't paying rent this month. I got to get my son some clothes." Yeah. So we went to Ross. This is back when Ross was fire. When Ross was fire. So we went to Ross. We went to Marshalls. We went to TJ Maxx, and we went to the mall. And he got me that 2 for $80 deal. Right. And then I forgot where else we went, but I just had, and I got some hats. He got me like 3 hats. He got me like 9 or 10 T-shirts. He got me like 7 pairs of pants, and he got me 2 shoes.
That's more than enough.
And I was coming to school with just fresh shit. And then the niggas that was roasting me was like, oh, okay, so he done stepped up a little bit. He done switched it up. He done got some clothes now, yeah. And it's like, bro, we all in the same boat, bro. Our parents are paying for our shit, bro. You roasting me. And you know what's crazy? The same niggas is roasting me. A lot of them, they doing real bad in life. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody because we're grown and we're all grown up. But it's kind of ironic that, you know, I wish I could tell some kids now, like if you're in a bad position, you doing bad, you know, let's see where everybody else is in the next 10, 20 years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to wait it out.
Your life right now might seem like it's just so tough and you getting roasted because you ain't got no clothes or your mom or dad, they poor or you live in the ghetto. Like, that's not going to be your life forever, bro.
100%.
That's not going to be your life forever, man, because I've been through it.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to sell in real time because I know for me as a kid, like I had a lot of resentment towards primarily like my mom because like of our living circumstances. But as a kid, you don't really understand like the full story, you know, like, you know, and how difficult it is just to take care of X amount of kids, especially with her. It was like a lot of times trying to figure out how am I going to raise these kids on like my singular income while my dad was not really doing what he was supposed to be doing. So yeah. So when you get older and you understand like, dang, she was really like, I don't even know how she was pulling it together. I remember seeing her. I remember when I got to college, I had did her like thing on TurboTax for her. And I looked at her check. I was like, dang, like my mom's she's not getting to it at all. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how she was able to, you know, raise 4 of us and, you know, on that type of income. So, yeah, in retrospect, for sure, like I would give my mom the world, you know, if I had it, you know what I mean? So, and that's definitely one of my goals in life is to, you know, be able to help her retire or something because she's done a lot for us. And it's been times like you were saying, it would be like, for the most part, like it would be different phases. There was some times where I would go to school and I had like, there would be new clothes technically, but they would just be like some decent, you know, neat, what they call like neatly used Goodwill type situations.
Yeah.
And then there was times where I would get like super fresh, like 2 for $80 type situations where I had like fresh clothes in junior high and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until like I was a junior in high school, I think, where my mom was like, I don't got it. Like I can afford to get your younger siblings some clothes, but like, would you mind just thugging it out? And all I did was, I was like, just, you know, I just chalked it up. I just went to my closet or whatever and just look for the stuff that I hadn't worn. You know, there's always that shirt that's
you don't wear
like,
that much.
Yeah. So it was like a shirt I had with like a little pocket on it. I just ironed that mug kind of crispy.
With the little pocket, the little tiger on it?
No, not that. No. That was like Le Tigre. It wasn't that. Just a regular pocket tee.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
It's like the little nice collar shirt with the tiger on it?
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I had that. I just ironed it up real good. Threw my pants on that I hadn't worn in a minute. And, you know, I think I had like the same, I low-key might have had the same shoes on. And then I remember one of my friends had seen me at school, and he was like, all right, Keith, got the pocket on the tee. And that's how I knew he was acknowledging, like, this nigga ain't got no new clothes. All
right, Keith, I see you with that dingy shirt on.
Last year's shirt on, cool.
You still got that same enchilada stain on the back there. That shirt dingy in the motherfucker. Yeah, man.
But like when you're older, it's a little different. You know, I think my understanding of life was a little different. So I wasn't, you know, obviously I wanted some new clothes. Nobody wants to go to school with like old clothes on, but yeah, it was a little different then.
Whenever you grow up poor, you got a lot of secondhand embarrassment or just direct embarrassment. Like if your parent comes to the school to pick you up, like my dad would have like raggedy cars at times.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah, he'd pull up and he'd be blasting the music from this raggedy car, smoking and shit.
Yeah, and
I'm just like, God damn. Now, it was times we was up and down, and
that's how it is.
I could acknowledge those both times. I say my freshman year, I was down like a motherfucker to my dad. You know, when it was probably I was down from the start of the school year to about about late October, late October, and that's when I got fitted. But then after that, I had a summer job the rest of high school, so I paid for all my own shit. After that, like my sophomore year, I had a summer job. So this is how my schedule went. In high school, I had a class in the morning. So I had a class in the morning. I think it was like at 7 or something like that. And then after that class got out, I went to work. So I would go to work at the Kern County Museum, and that was manual labor. So we talking about, this is 2001. So I go to the Kern County Museum, and we're moving like, you know those old school safes they used at banks that had like wheels on them, but they was like big, like they had like freaking 7-inch steel, like you know what I'm talking about? We was pushing that in a warehouse, moving them, and after I would do that manual labor, and I was doing things from moving artifacts around to building like an irrigation system. You know how if you look at a crop, right? You know how they got like a bunch of, like, they put those big old slots, or not slots, those big old lines in the middle of a crop, right? So we would do that, except we would put irrigation pipe where those slots were, and we put what's called drip irrigation. So we would have those long ass PVC pipes. We would connect them. Yeah. And we poked these little holes in them, and it had this little plastic nipple that you would push down into the PVC pipe, and it would just allow little drips of water to come out. Yeah. So it wouldn't flood the crop, right? Yeah. So we had to do that. We had to do all kind of shit, and then I had football practice right after that. Dang. I would get back, and I would have practice like 2 hours later. So I had time to take like an hour nap, maybe take a shower to try to refresh. Yeah. And then I was not working out, but I was practicing with the team. And it was like 103, 107 degrees back then. Yeah. So that was my life, bro. Like, yeah, that's how it be. I learned, I think that's a good thing, though. I had structure as a young man. Like, it taught me a lot about myself. Yeah. And, you know, I remember how there were some other kids. Like, those programs really was mainly for poor kids. Like, that's the ones that got first dibs on those jobs. Nice. Yeah. And some of them kids would be up there not trying to, like, do no work and playing hooky and shit and bullshitting, and they're like, I didn't get all my money, and it was like, well, you didn't do all the work, right? Yeah. And I would be doing my job, I always got a full paycheck. Yeah. And I remember my junior year, they had this thing called like a state stipend. Like, you know, depending on your grades and how you work, you get an extra $500. So I went in that office, nigga, do you know how much $500 felt like? Oh, man. Back in 2001, bro?
Like 3 racks or something like that.
Man, I walked up out that motherfucker with my check. I'm like, I'm going to Marshall's and running it up. Yeah. I'm going straight to motherfucking Marshall's and Ross.
That's dope. I had a similar situation where I remember we had, what was it called? I forget the name of it, but it's where Irma Carson, she had her facility. Do you remember what it was called?
I can't remember.
It was over. You know what I'm talking about? It's
the
over
Carson Center or something like that.
I don't know if it was called the Carson Center. It might have been, but either way, she shout out to her. She used to have her little facility, and my cousin worked there. But he was putting on, like, I don't even know what it was, but he was putting on these like little things for high school students, and us being at BHS, like, we went over there and we would be doing like some sort of work, and we got paid for like the work that we did. So, but the checks didn't come till like the end of the summer, I believe, or like near the end of the summer, because we did the work like during the end of the school year, but then at the end of the summer, like we got paid. So I went over there, man. I got that check. I don't even know how much it was. It might have been like 150 something. It might have been like $200 or something like that. Whatever it was enough for me to, like, I bought myself. I went to it was called Wavelengths. You remember Wavelengths? The mall? No, Wavelengths was on California. It's where Firehouse is now. You know what I'm talking about?
On California. Oh, it's where the restaurant.
That brick building.
Yeah, I remember Wavelengths.
A clothing store. Yeah. So I went in there.
Like I got almost skater stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went in there. I got couple T-shirts, I think, and then I got some Nike Dunks and like the SBs, and that was like, I don't even know if my mom had bought. She might have bought me some clothes too that year. Yeah. But yeah, that was enough for me to be like, just, you just need, I was telling my friends earlier, I was like, you need a week and a half of new clothes. Yeah. Then after that, you could just start mixing stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think when it really had a lasting impact when my dad went and did that, and he chose to like tell the landlord. I think he told him the truth too. He's like, my son don't have no clothes, and I couldn't do it. And I guess they worked it out. But I got a couple hats too, and that's when Jay-Z was at like, that's when his career was on steroids.
Right.
And he had this song like I forgot how the song went. He's like what he say? He made a reference to his blue Yankee fitted, right? And I was like, I gotta get a blue Yankee fitted, bro.
Yeah,
I gotta get the blue Yankee fitted on. And I got the blue Yankee fitted. That was before like I was like into baseball, so I wasn't like a diehard Dodger fan yet at the time.
Yeah.
I had that. I forgot another hat. I had that blue Yankee fitted. Oh, and I had a Cleveland Indian hat with the red brim and the blue back with the actual Cleveland Indian on it. I had, which is, I mean, it's a racist logo. And then you got the New York one, and I had one more, bro. I can't remember which one it was, but I was coming up to that bitch fitted up.
Yeah.
And it affected my confidence, though.
For sure, man. Like, you go in there, like, feeling like $1 million. If you ain't got no new clothes, you just feel like... And like you said, it's weird, too, because in our community, that having those new clothes on the first few days of school is like a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's because of, like we were saying, especially growing, you're getting bigger. You know, sometimes you're still growing. Usually in high school, you kind of cap out, but you're still getting bigger. You know, your shoes might not fit, you know, from last year, or your pants may not fit from last year. You might be a little taller, whatever the case, or they might just be worn out. So a lot of times you do need new school clothes. But for us, it goes from a necessity to like an aesthetic thing. Like you just kind of want to show up nice and impress people and stuff like that. And what I realized when I was in school was there was some of the white kids, you know, and mind you, they parents was lawyers and they parents is
they just
like,
coming regular.
Yeah, like they showing up in last year's sandals and some shorts and a Billabong t-shirt and just like driving off in the Ford F-150 or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, dang, that's so different, man. Like that, they just have a certain
different realities.
Yeah, they don't really put the same amount of emphasis on like their aesthetic as we do.
And when you're in high school and you look at your teammates, you look at just like how different your home situations are.
Yeah,
like some of your teammates, you got like this white guy, and his dad is like he owns like a construction company, and then your other teammate, his dad runs like he has a farm with a bunch of land, and then you got your other homeboy, and his dad is like in jail. You know,
right.
So it's just you see the home lives, and it's just a trip. But
high school is the place where you see like the class. I won't call it classism, but just the social class and the different dynamics.
Absolutely,
much more than really anywhere else because. Like when you look at the home life and you look at really, unless you're a school like in Bakersfield, I would say, unless you're going to like Liberty, Centennial, Stockdale, outside of that, and then there's a lot of schools here. But basically what I'm saying is those schools in particular are primarily like, you know, where the wealthiest kids tend to live. Then you have some of the more central schools, and then some schools on the east side as well. That's where you start to get like the mixture of like this parent is really wealthy, especially BHS. You'll have a parent that's extremely wealthy. They have like generations of like farm money coming in and whatever the case may be. And then you have somebody else that's grew up like extremely poor on, you know, on 4th Street or 6th Street or something like that.
Yeah.
And they just barely getting by. Yeah. And it's just strange dynamics. These are kids that are playing football together and stuff like that. One kid is walking to school 3 miles, and then the other kid is like driving to school in a car. So
you know what's wild too is like you'll be driving like near the high school, and you'll be in your car, and you'll see a kid in high school. They got like a 2025 Mustang GT.
Right.
That's how that's their financial situation.
Yeah, that's what they got for their 17th birthday.
He's like, yeah, man, I told my mom I actually wanted the fucking GTR 74QW, but she got me this fucking piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, brother.
Yeah. At my school, like, it ain't too many kids that's really getting to it. Like, we don't live in an area where they really get into it like that. So there are a couple kids I see they pull up in a nice Challenger or Charger or something like that. But yeah, you don't see it too much. But it's definitely some schools out here where the kids is pulling up in, like you said, nice cars, better than some of the teachers and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Also, I'll add this on here since we're talking about back to school. The bullying. Like, bullying will always be a thing. I think the best way to prepare your young adult that's going to be going, especially to high school, I think across the board, whether it's elementary, junior high, or high school, you need to let them know to not start any confrontations with anybody and to try their best to talk their way out of it. But they also need to know that it is okay and it's important to defend yourself. Because if you just tell your kid, if he hits you, you go tell the teacher, you are literally setting up your child to be a pussy for the rest of their life. Don't fucking do that. Don't ever do that. Go tell the teacher. So what? So when you tell the teacher and then the kid gets in trouble and the kid come back, you're going to whoop your kid's ass even worse the next time.
Yeah.
You're even if you have an undersized kid, he's skinny or whatever the case, you need to tell your kid, look, I don't care if you got to fight this motherfucker every day. You fight that motherfucker because he's going to get tired.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the best of him. But in life, you can't do that. Like, I've mentioned this before. If you're a young man and you get bullied in elementary, right? And then you never stand up for yourself, that's going to continue when you go to junior high. That's going to continue when you go to high school. And then when you leave high school, that's going to take place in corporate America. Imagine going to your office and you got a boss that's like Donald Trump. He going to call you a bitch in front of everybody. He's like, you are a bitch. Sit down. You're stupid. And you're like, oh, okay. You got to ingrain it in your young children and young adults to stand up for themselves. Especially you parents out there that have pretty daughters. That's the worst because so many young ladies are jealous. I've seen it. I've seen girls get in fights just because they was pretty. And they be having to defend themselves. But some of them pretty girls be having hands. Yeah. They think like, bitch, what you gonna do? It'd be some big a booger bear mad at this girl, and all of a sudden now she getting beat up by this pretty girl. Yeah. It's sad, bro. It's a lot. There's a lot of things and a lot of different dynamics that young people have to defend themselves from.
Yeah, 100%. I think me and my wife had got into, I don't call it an argument, but a discussion about it. And for me, it's not really a conversation. It's not like, it's like a non-negotiable because like she doesn't really have the life experience to even really put herself in that situation. So it was more so like, yeah, like if your son, first of all, my son's last name or daughter's, their last name is going to be Fingers. So that's going to be in itself like an opportunity for kids to make fun of them.
Cheap shot.
Yeah, and then it just happens. Like you just never know, what type of kids or what type of circumstances they're coming from or what they're bringing to school. And kids just do like little stuff, whether they try to pick on you or like steal from you or whatever the case may be. And you need to be able to like physically defend yourself. Because telling a teacher, first of all, these teachers, like, they don't be doing that.
A lot of them there for a paycheck.
And a lot of them, in a lot of the situations too, like it takes too long. You know what I mean? It's the same conversation of like, if somebody is like intruding in your property, are you going to defend yourself or are you going to wait till the police get there? Yeah. So I think that, for the most part, you should defend yourself and then, we can have the conversation afterwards with the police. Or same thing with school. Like if somebody is picking on you, or physically trying to hurt you, defend yourself. And then afterwards, your dad, myself will come to the school and we're going to talk about it. And then I'm going to shake your hand when we leave I'm going to take principal's office. Straight
to whatever place you want to eat.
Yeah.
I will always, I will be a dad that y'all disagree with because I will positively reinforce my child if they whoop some kid's ass for bothering them. I'll be like, look here, if you're starting shit, then we going to have a problem. Yeah. But if you're defending yourself, I will always honor that. right? I can see Keith's daughter going to school. She's got these positive affirmations. I am strong. I am smart. I am powerful. And as soon as she steps in the door, hey, look, it's Chicken Fingers. Look at Chicken Fingers. Get her. Right?
Yeah, that's how it be. That's how it is.
Oh, man. Yeah, kids got to be strong nowadays, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I think also, too, if your kid make it through, I grew up in the bus era. Where whenever we got bused into school, you had to be tough, man. I got in a couple scraps at the bus stop. Yeah, man. That shit ain't no game. Them bus drivers used to go nuts too.
Yeah.
We always had these older. See, this new generation don't know what it's like to grow up with boomers. Y'all don't know what it's like to have the boomers as your motherfucking parents and your teachers. It's a different level, bro.
The boomers is what they grandparents, huh?
Huh?
The boomers is their grandparents, huh?
Yeah. No, not really. Not always. Sometimes that's like they great. Well, no, yeah, you're right. But the boomers from back then, though, that was teachers is like 58. 58. 60 years old. They was the type of teacher to tell you to shut up. They didn't say be quiet.
Yeah.
Like, hey, McGee, shut up.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I had a teacher, Mr. Bass. Shout out to Mr. Bass, but he was this big white man. He's probably like 6'5", 6'6", really big dude.
Yeah.
And I was like chit-chatting a little bit, and then I'd stop, and he was like, hey, you need to shut up and stop acting stupid or whatever, right? I told my dad went up to that school ready to fight. And Mr. Bass and my dad was in this small office with my principal, and her name was Mrs. Fambro. And they was both standing up looking at each other. And she said, can you both have a seat? And my dad was like, I'll sit down when he sit down. And then he was like, I feel the same way. And then they both was like looking, and Mr. Bass was not scared of my dad. And my dad was absolutely not. That was like my dad was young.
Yeah.
So he was violent. So they sat down, and then eventually they shook hands and talked, and they was like laughing, yucking it up and laughing.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that they would have gotten a fight.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you need to watch how you talk to your son. Talk to my son. Don't do that. He said, you know what? I can apologize for that. But he also needs to understand when he's talking too much in my class. Like, he acknowledged what my dad said, but he didn't back down from no fades.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit was wild, bro. And I was sitting there quiet as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably got it. Mr. Bass probably got in a couple scuffles.
He probably did, but he wasn't afraid of shit. But my dad, like, it was just basically, it was like two alpha males in a small square room with a student and a black woman that was probably, she was a little older at the time. She's probably like late 40s at the time.
Yeah.
And she was a good principal, but she didn't take no shit.
Yeah.
And
we need more principals like that.
Yeah. She didn't take no shit.
It's a different era, man. I know me working out of school, kids get away with so much stuff. Like today at church, they just did like a very like back to school heavy type of service where, they're preaching about going back to school. And then they're also like, setting the kids up with games and backpacks and stuff, which was really dope. And so, but now, like, just being there, a lot of the stuff that the kids get away with now would not fly at all.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Not the teachers we had.
Yeah, man. It was just a different time. And a lot of times, like, I feel like education is very reactionary. Yeah. And I think they overreact 90% of the time. And a lot of it is due to lawsuits, right? So you'll have a lawsuit for whatever reason. Like, say, for example, like with the drugs and weed policy and stuff like that. So in every school in the high school district is kids like vaping in the bathrooms like crazy. Sometimes it's weed. Sometimes it's just
kids
like
are addicted
tobacco.
To that shit.
Yeah. And you get caught with that and you get probably suspended for maybe a day or two, and then you're right back at school. But back in the day, if you got caught with like weed or anything like that, and there was like evidence that you did it, you probably would get expelled. So this is a different day and age, man. So
yeah,
whatever.
Did you ever have Mr. Bernstein?
No.
Was it Mr. No, not Mr. Bernstein. He was a science teacher.
I'm talking about at Kern?
Yes, at Kern.
Science teacher?
He's a science teacher.
You talking about the old white dude?
Yeah, older white dude, bigger dude.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, man.
Barnes?
I don't know if it was Mr. Barnes. It might have been, but
He the one that used to be sipping in class?
No, that was Mr. Houck.
No. He wasn't a science teacher. The one I'm talking about was, I never seen Mr. Houck drinking, but the one I'm talking about, he was a science teacher, but he was like a kind of a heavy set. Like he wasn't like fat. He was more like stocky, but with a gut.
Yeah, and he had a Texas belt buckle he used to wear.
Yeah, and he would always have a styrofoam cup. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's him then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't take shit off nobody.
Yeah.
He'll throw you right the fuck out. He used to play defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, I remember he was telling me that.
Yeah, he didn't take no shit. He'll be telling like really cheesy like old jokes, and he would laugh at his own jokes and shit. And I would like butter him up, and I knew that I could like fake laugh at some of his jokes, and I would get a good grade because I didn't do shit in that class.
He just liked that you was laughing at his jokes.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
I remember him.
He had to regulate on me one time, and I learned from that shit.
Yeah.
But it was this kid, Oscar, that kept getting in trouble. Oscar, we're doing this again? Get out of here. Get out of my class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, it's weird because, like, back then, like you said, they didn't really take anything, whether it was Mrs. Arbuckle.
Oh, Miss Arbuckle was, she didn't take that shit at all.
Yeah, Mr. Houck or Miss Moon, like all these people, they were like very, like strong, teachers in a sense in terms of the discipline. But now, now that the way that they're teaching people how to teach is so much different. Like a lot of it is like, give kids more opportunities and, they have these different tiers when it comes to kids getting in trouble and things like that. And a lot of times it's like, and unless they like, I was going to say something crazy. Unless they're like destroying the classroom, a lot of that stuff is supposed to be handled, on your own. Whether you're talking to them, you're talking, making a call to their parents or trying to redirect them or all these things. Gone are the days where you could just send, like, get this kid out of my class. He's being disruptive and send him to another classroom. Like, yeah, they got to go above and beyond to even do that type of thing.
Yeah, man. We had and we'll move on, but I had a teacher in junior high. She was her name was Mrs. Lee, but she did like, what was the singing class? I forgot what it's called.
Like chorale or choir or something? Choir.
It was choir. Yeah, I had a choir class with Mrs. Lee. And there was this song from Monica. You remember that song? I will cross the ocean for you.
Yeah.
Right? She would keep making her sing it. And when she was singing it, and I think she was from Korea, I think. No, I think she was from China. Yeah, she was from China. And she would be singing.
Oh, she was there.
She was there when you was there?
When I was there. I know you talking about. Yeah.
Like, I will cross the ocean for you.
I'm there.
I will. Eddie, sing. I will go and bring you diamond. Sing, Eddie. You have to sing from your inside. You have to sing. I'm like, okay, Mrs. Lee. And then she would like say the words out, so we knew like how to read it. Like, I will be your hero, your strength, anything you need. With me, Eddie, sing with me now. Yeah, Mrs. Lee, but she would eventually get tired. She'd get pissed off too. She was also a boomer. And I know in China they don't take that shit. She's like, all right, that's enough. Get out. You get out. You, him, and him. Everybody get out now.
Take your shoes off before you come into my classroom.
Oh, God damn. This nigga took it to the next level. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
In there barefoot walking around.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. And then she poured teriyaki sauce and kicked me out the class. I said, fuck. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Miss Lee, yo. All right.
Dang, she probably retired now.
Yeah, she probably listened to two dickheads on a podcast.
Did you was Mr. Fullenwider there when you were there?
I don't remember him.
Mr. Fullenwider, yeah.
I don't remember him. But I
he was the principal there whenever I was there.
Yeah, I do remember Miss Arbuckle and
a
couple of them. Mr. Houck. You know what?
Did you have Mr. Shaw?
Yeah, Mr. Shaw, ball
Mr.
guy.
Shaw.
He was a football coach at BHS too.
Oh, wow.
Offensive line.
Yeah. Mr. Shaw was pretty dope.
Yeah, he looked like Homer Simpson. Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Shaw was a cool guy.
Mr. Shaw was the first person, I don't say the first person, but when I got into junior high, and I believe it was two history teachers I had, and I get them mixed up sometime, but I think this was Mr. Shaw. I did really good on a test once, and he was like, hey, man, have you ever thought about doing like honors classes or gate classes or whatever? And I was like, nah, I'm just here, bro.
Yeah.
And then the next day or two, like I had a whole schedule change, and then I was in like gate classes, and that's when I had Miss Arbuckle. I had her for English.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Shout out to Mr. Shaw, man.
Yeah.
He really changed my life.
Yeah, Mr. Shaw was a cool cat. It was another teacher that looked just alike. Mr. Shaw, and who's the other one? They looked just alike. They looked like brothers, but they weren't related. They both had the same balding hairline and everything. It'll come to me. But anyways, let's not bore the people with any more school stuff. I hope you guys all listen to this podcast while you take your kids to school.
Yeah.
And I hope you like turn the volume down when we start making those jokes about Mrs. Lee.
Just skip to hit the little skip
Just
button.
fast forward through there.
And if you're a praying person, make sure you pray over your kids, because man, it's a different world out there.
It is, man.
When they step onto that campus, they got access to a lot of technology. It's a lot of cyberbullying going on. People are arguing through Instagram.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's access to drugs in a way that there
Never
wasn't
crazy.
when we were in school. And God forbid, like staff members that do things. So you just want to pray for your kids as they take on a new year this year, and make sure they go in there with some covering over them.
Absolutely. And nowadays, if a kid get beat up, it's gonna be all online.
Right.
That's bad, man.
There's so many fight. Like that's the first thing they do, pull out their phones when somebody get into a fight. And then they try to show it to me. I'm like, bro, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I want to
see no kids getting beat up.
You making me accessory to this shit.
Yeah. The only thing I tell them, because I teach, video production. The only thing I tell them is like, bro, get the camera angles right.
You don't got enough blood on that one.
Like we work too hard in this class for you to be doing like terrible video.
Yeah, you got no videos. CGI on that. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
You could at least put a little monster with that left jab. Jeez.
That's funny.
You kids don't learn anything from my class. All right, switching gears. Do you have the cord, dude?
Yeah.
All right, let me put this in here. All right, I want to know what you guys think. Some of you guys inbox me and let me know what your thoughts are about this subject matter. But I seen a situation of a young lady that mentioned that she was on a date with this guy. She liked him, and she accidentally farted, and the guy he cut her off. He didn't talk to her no more. But let's see your thoughts.
Yo, something is seriously wrong with me, because why the fuck I was just sitting here thinking, like, a man really cut me off because I farted on a first date. Bro. He took me out. We went to go get tacos, bro. We got back in the car, right? Bro, I couldn't hold it. Like, I had bubble guts, bro. And, like, if I hold in my fart, that's going to make it worse. Like, I had to let loose. And mind you, we're already driving. I mean, like, it's crazy because, like, damn, I could have farted before we got into the car, bro. I farted. He smelled that shit. He was like, yo, did you fart? I'm like, yeah, I couldn't hold it in. This man fucking cut me off. Like, I know it wasn't my vibe. Yo, something.
So, here's my thing. I have a couple questions. How bad was it, first of all? And second of all, how long do you expect people to fake and hold farts in? Like, we live in a society that's actually very fake. Because when we're in the comforts of our own home, we're just blowing ass all day long.
Yeah.
But we get on a date. Like, for me, my thing is this. If I've got, like, aches and pains, respectfully, I'll get up and go to the restroom. But if I'm in a situation where I can't leave, I'm just going to have to let it out. I think if a woman was to do that around me on a first date and our date was great, I have nothing to say. I'll laugh it off. I'll be like, I hope you feel better. Turn it to some satire. But if you've been like mean to me on a date and you fart, you just gave me an incentive to not talk to you.
Yeah. I think there are some men that feel like ways about this. I know we talked about Shannon Sharp a while ago, but that probably wasn't the whole thing. What happens too, and I seen her thing. This may sound kind of harsh. I'm not talking about the way she looks. I'm just saying like what she could have presented to this guy.
Right.
She could be like a person that could potentially do like a little bit of a catfishing type of scenario where he might have seen her on Tinder and she looked a certain way. She got the perfect angles and stuff like that. And then they went on a date, but he was like, "Dang, I'm already here now." And then as soon as she farted, he was like, "Yep, that's the one that's gonna do it." Yeah, that's all I needed. That's all I needed to smell.
Yeah, you big and you farting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the girl looked like she was cute, but I do hear what you're saying with the catfishing scenario. Yeah, but nah, man, I think that we're all grown. We're all adults here. We're all paying bills. Life is stressful. If I'm out on a date and the woman is having a great time and she farts loud as hell, I'm gonna start busting up, crying, laughing. And I want her to feel comfortable. I'll be like, "Hey, look, it's all good. Trust me, it's fine."
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, man, if the date's going bad and you fart, I'm gonna be like, "Man, you stink. Check, please." Check,
yeah.
check.
I don't know how I would react to that. To me, I don't know. I don't think I would laugh it off, just whatever the scenario was. But man, it all depends though. Like, you know, as men, you'll put up with a lot depending on what your goal is, like what you're trying to do. That's how I know like he wasn't really feeling her, because that wouldn't be enough to cut somebody off. Like if she looked like a certain way, and you know she farted, or she was like, or he liked her, like the conversation was going like super smooth, like that wouldn't have been the scenario.
Honestly though, I think that he should let it go for this reason, because people be denying they farts. Like the fact that she owned up to it is more reason for you to like maybe stick around,
right?
Because she passed the test. She's a pretty honest person.
Yeah, she kept it real.
She kept it real, because some people will fart right in your face. You'd be like, "God damn, who farted?" They'd be like, "Dang, that's crazy. I don't know." It's like, I mean, your pants are wet.
And we did pass by the farms a little bit ago.
Yeah, no, the farm is in your ass. You got a whole farm in your ass over here lying. Yeah, man. There was a chick I was talking to. She told me that she was with her ex for like a year and a half, and she never farted in front of him. She never felt comfortable to do that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, damn, like, why would you be with somebody like that? And then I think back to when Shannon Sharp said, ain't nobody fall in front of me. Ain't nobody gonna be passing no gas in front of me. And ain't no. Ain't nobody passing no gas in front of me. And it's like, okay, Shannon, you had that white girl farting in your mouth.
Oh, dang.
White woman was
crazy.
She was farting in your mouth, man. You had to pay her off.
Dang.
So I know it was more than, they had a lot of race play going on. I'm sure she was like, "I want to fart in your black mouth, Shannon."
Oh, dang.
He's like, "Oh, well, all right.
That's crazy.
You promise? Huh? You promise you going to fart in Unc's mouth when you come over here?"
Not Unc's mouth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You probably going to fart in Club Shay Shay's face when you get over here? I'm like, come on, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, if it didn't work out, you know, hopefully next time, you know, you get that out the way early to let the guy know that you fart whenever your stomach is a little bubbly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, or you could just surprise him and be like, "Look here, man, this is me. This is me. And we'll fuck around and have a fart battle in that motherfucker."
Oh God. Yeah,
like,
not me personally.
Yeah, I'll be like, "Hey, man, don't start nothing. Ain't gonna be nothing in this bitch." All right, switching gears. Recently, Ice Cube, he had a movie, War of the Worlds, that came out. It's not it's not an original. It's like the third version of the movie.
Yeah.
But he got the lowest possible Rotten Tomatoes rating that we've seen in a very long time. It went from 0 to 5%. So let me see if I have a clip of him reading his lines. This is actually pretty fucking.
Wake up!
Nope.
Based on their prioritized destruction of these critical intelligence command centers, my analysis suggests nuclear power facilities are next. Electric grids will fire based on their
Nigga, that was just a snippet of him reading the lines. That's absolutely terrible. There was many parts in the movie where he's like, "Look, what you not gonna do is go in that room. Tell your brother to get where he need to go. Listen, yay. The aliens done breached the Capitol. They done got up in there. Hey, look. He know where your mama stay, my mama stay. Ain't nobody playing over here but you. You better stay away from them aliens, nigga." You're like, dang.
Let them hoes eat first.
Hoes and bitches need to eat first. The aliens coming in this motherfucker. Get them aliens out of here. The aliens done broke into the Players Club. Hey, Smokey. Hey, Smokey, nigga, ain't nobody playing in here but you, nigga.
If you scared, go to church.
That, like, what's crazy is this man is typecasted himself. Somebody need to tell this nigga he is not playing Craig in every movie.
No, I will say from I guess like a filmmaker's perspective, I remember there was an interview Ice Cube did, and he was saying, like, he was basically saying, I can play other characters, but I do get kind of always put into this kind of like angry. He didn't say this. This part wasn't his words, but kind of like the angry black man kind of situation. And I remember hearing that, and I was like, dang, that does suck that you always get, every time they give you a role, it's kind of that sort of thing. And I think this was around the time he was doing like an animated movie. But so when so I'm sure when he talks to his manager, agent, or whatever, and they're sending him roles, and I'm sure they're always sending him like the roles that kind of like fit that kind of triple X kind of the kind of scenario, or like the angry dad, or like the comic relief in that sense. But so this was probably an opportunity for him to play something that he wasn't he doesn't always get this kind of role, like a highly intelligent kind of computer scientist kind of guy. And I think that it didn't really work out. But I will say that I remember him in Lottery when he was playing like the old the boxer guy, that was living in that basement or whatever. That was the first time where I seen him. I was like, oh dang, this is like a very funny character that he created, and it was actually really funny. But for the most part, like so part of it is probably just him, and part of it is probably the director not really like giving him the material to kind of step outside of what he normally does.
I just feel like he's like I feel like unfortunately his range does not call for movies like this. Like, he's basically the black Arnold Schwarzenegger. So like, it doesn't matter what role Arnold plays. He could be a school teacher and be like, what are we doing here? 1 + 1 is 2, right? And it's like, yeah, that's how he is in every movie.
Right.
Every movie, this guy's like that.
Yeah.
Can you, even if this nigga worked at McDonald's, he would have the same demeanor. He'd be like, welcome to McDonald's. What you need? Huh? We ain't got pork here like that. That's only a couple times a month. Yay. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This nigga gangbanging at McDonald's drive-thru menu. Jeez.
I think when I watched the movie because I knew that the movie was terrible, and I just wanted to see like what all the conversation was about. First of all, I didn't even know the movie had came out.
Yeah.
It was just kind of on the internet. It wasn't like a thing where I seen the trailer and also War of the Worlds is like valuable IP.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen the original one, but the one that came out with Tom Cruise was like really dope.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And it's based off of a novel.
Yes.
And so I don't know what happened. I don't know. If I would put it together, I think that Amazon needed some sort of write-off. They needed to be able to make something, and it doesn't really matter because it's on streaming services, so they're not selling movie tickets. But I think that they needed. I think it was slightly a joke because the movie is just really bad.
It's horrible.
Like, the dialogue is not great. The movie all takes place on a screen. Like, there's no camera angles. Everything is like via FaceTime or a conversation that takes place.
That was a money grab. That nigga did that movie from his house.
Yeah. I think it's a money grab on the actor's part. I think the rest of it, I don't know what the goal was with that. But the interesting part too is they actually had really good actors.
Yeah, so even Longoria.
Yeah, I don't know where it like went wrong at, but yeah, the only thing that I could come up with is that Ice Cube and the rest of the cast, Eva Longoria and those guys, I'm gonna say they needed, but they was like, yo, this is 2 weeks of work. You get to shoot, everything like in this studio, or you get to shoot everything at your house, whatever the case may be. And outside of that, you're gonna get paid $10 million for this. and we gonna put the movie out. It's gonna be bad, and we gonna move on, from there. Like, I haven't seen no interviews from him. He ain't promote this on the Breakfast Club, nothing. Like, this movie just dropped, and he done stay quiet about it.
The aliens done breached the Pentagon. We be clubbing.
Like, oh man.
Yeah. Just a poor effort at making a movie. So I don't know. It's one of those things too. There's a lot of like really creative people out there in the world that, spent their life or, the last 4 months of their lives trying to craft like a really good screenplay, and they've been shipping it to producers and trying to get actors on board and things like that. So I feel like sometimes when these movies come out, it's like a slap in the face to all these like people out there that
want to
really
be real creators.
Mm-hmm.
There go the alien right there. Nigga, check yourself before you wreck yourself, because I'm bad for your health. I come like stealth.
The alien just standing there while you rapping. You're like, God damn. That's the worst looking monster I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
The CGI was absolutely terrible.
It looked like stock footage. Like there are stock like 3D things that they sell online. That's what it looked like. It looked like they just threw that in. They downloaded a alien package from whatever website for like $100, and then they just threw that in there.
That shit looked terrible.
Yeah,
bro.
it looked really bad. Just overall looked bad.
And then his reactions were hilarious because they lacked like true enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like it was a scene where he thought his son died. He was like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, son, answer the phone right now. I'm like, nigga, this is not.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's overall bad.
It's an overall bad movie, man. I think that I will say this. I'll give him the creative freedom to make bad shit. It's no different than Will Smith right now. Will Smith is making some bad songs, but he's earned the right to do that.
Yeah.
Will Smith, and also to be in their 50s still making stuff, even if it's bad, shout out to them for still trying. And not having the creative to be, being scared to make something creative at their age.
The movie's at 3% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
3 right now?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
On a scale from rotten to, that's not rotten, nigga. That's fermented.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Nigga, that's rotted tomatoes. God damn.
Yeah, you got what's his name? Clark Gregg. He's the guy from the Marvel movies. I forget his role. Then you got the son is the Mark. I mean, not the son. The girl's boyfriend is Mark Goodman. He the one that Ice Cube is yelling at the whole movie, like, "Hey, you need to get over there. She hurt. Hurry up. Run. If you don't get to her right now, run. If you don't get to her right now." You'd be like, dog, this is such a bad movie. I don't even know.
Look here. You better get over there with my daughter. You said you will protect her, right? Well, get over there where she at. We're going to put on for the hood.
You be like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, this nigga here.
Yeah. Then the son ended up being like the mastermind behind the whole it was like a, what do you call that? Like a deep fake kind of situation. I'm just call it deep fake, but it basically there was like this this anonymous group that was like putting out messages like the government is behind this, and then it ended up being like the son. And he found out because he pitched the voice down, because it has the deep voice like, "Listen, America, if you don't come down, or like the government is behind all of this." And then he pitched it up, and it was like his son's voice. It was like, what
oh
the?
my God.
And I was like, yes.
You mean to tell me that my son done hacked the government? You mean to tell me that you done got and did something you ain't supposed to be doing? You ain't tell your dad about this? You know where your mama stay, my mama stay? You out here playing with the government, son?
Yeah, crazy, man.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's as bad as that. I think every rapper has one bad movie in their arsenal. At least every rapper has at least one bad movie. I think Nipsey was in a movie back in the day. Forgot what it was called. But he was like in jail.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, look, I'm in here right now, but I'm going to be out soon." And I'm like, yeah, this is like Nipsey playing himself right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the couple rappers they be in a couple bad movies, man. I know Who was another one?
Ice Cube is too far into his career to be doing that.
Yeah.
Because he just, well, I don't know what the last movie he was in, but he's
Tyrese had some bad movies too.
Yeah.
That one of the first, I think, was it the second? No, I think it was the first. It was the first Fast and Furious. This nigga had the worst lines I ever heard.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, Ejectocito, cuz. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, I don't know who. Some white guy from Michigan wrote that line.
Yeah, some white guy from the Midwest. He's like, we got to make it sound gangster. we got to make sure that he's got to say something gangster in the movie at least 2 times.
Yeah.
He's got to say something I've heard on BET before.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, you know, he used to crack me up. Remember Guy Fieri?
Yeah.
He would always say some, like, especially when he went to like black restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Fieri would always say some shit that would be like hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He would like take a bite of like some oxtail, like, oh man, these oxtails are gangster, man. Some good oxtails, man. On the next Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, we head over to Uncle Leroy's restaurant to test out some oxtails. And then he giving the oxtail, and he's like, whoo. These are slamming, jamming, and blamming. He's like, oh, come on, guy.
These oxtails make me want to do the crip walk.
Yeah, these are crippin'. Oh, man. He's like, these fries here, these are a combination of freshly cooked potatoes. It's got some shredded cheese. It's got some gravy, and it's also got some oxtails on top. These are the soul food fries. I'm going to go ahead and try these out right now. Okay, I taste a little bit of the Worcestershire you mixed in there.
Yeah, you'd be dissecting the...
You got a little bit of that heavy butter, heavy cream. You've mixed that and incorporated that in there, some evaporated milk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is absolutely gets a G for gangster. This is some OG gangster food, man. If you guys think I'm exaggerating, just go to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and when you watch enough episodes, you'll start seeing this guy do this.
Yeah.
It is fucking... He was actually in Bakersfield at a restaurant out here.
Yeah, he went to 24th Street Cafe.
Yeah.
He went to the barbecue spot and one more place.
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, these pancakes are tweaking. Yeah, oh, man. That's like the Food Network. I think that I have like, I haven't watched it in a while. But like Food Network shows, those are like one of my favorites. Outside of the
I used to watch that like ESPN. Like
yeah,
it was all like Rachel Ray.
Yes, and Rachel Ray, Bobby Flay, Emerald Lagasse,
Emerald for sure. What was the racist white lady? She was from the South.
Oh, the one that had the cooking wear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot her name. She got busted saying the N-word.
I forgot her. She was one of my favorites too. Before I found out she was racist.
Yeah.
But yeah, she used to make good, like, cause she would make good food, like good Southern food, you know. Cause some of the other ones, they were like Italian, so they would be making like different, you know, more exotic meals. But she was making like fried chicken sometimes, and like mashed potatoes and stuff like that.
It's like, what we gonna do here? We gonna get some good incorporated heavy cream in here, and that's gonna be what we use for the gravy. Yeah. See, back in the South when I grew up, we were segregated. So the blacks got this, we got this, but this is good old heavy cream right here. And I'd be like, I love some segregated gravy.
This is my great grandma Maybelline's recipe. She got this from a slave.
And it smells so good, they called it the Underground Smell Road.
Underground Smell Road.
Oh, man.
Oh, dang.
Oh, man.
Underground Smell Road.
Good old Southern cooking.
That's comedy.
There's this guy, I don't know if he's not on the cooking channel, but I've seen him on social media. It's this older white dude, and he makes like a lot of Southern food, because a lot of black and white people be eating the same in the South.
For sure, yeah.
And he makes like greens and black eyed peas and shit. And at the end, he always opens up this like hot plate, and it's got fresh cornbread. He's like, good old that motherfucking cornbread. You can't miss it. You got to get that motherfucking cornbread at the end.
Yeah, their relationship with food is different out there. You know, I think who knows what the history is behind it, but yeah, just the way they appreciate food, I think, is a little different out there. Because out here, we obviously eat good and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's different down there.
Let me see. So I'm trying to think of the name. I'm gonna type it in and see if I remember it correctly. I think you're talking about Paula Deen.
Paula Deen, that's her. Yeah.
Paula Deen got busted.
Yeah, Paula Deen.
Yeah, she got busted saying the N-word back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could forgive people that they're real young and they turn a new leaf, but I don't know how much she turned. You know, but yes, there was all kind of shit came out of her. She had a whole cookware and all that came out.
Yeah. That's the crazy part about life, man. And you know, I think it can happen to anybody. You know, that's probably pre like cancel culture.
Yeah.
But she just did something so heinous that, you know, you kind of had to part ways if you're. I think she had like Target or something like that where they were the ones that was selling her plates and pans and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you just got to be careful. Can't be saying no racist stuff out here. You lose a big bag just being racist. Cause this ain't the 60s and 70s no more where you can just get away with that stuff. You'll really get canceled out here.
Paula Deen look like she live a good life. I'm looking at her Instagram right now.
I'm sure she made a lot of money off of her licensing her name for them. She probably didn't have a much of a say-so in the aesthetic of, you know, the pans and stuff like that, but somebody probably just used her name and then gave her like a royalty on top of that.
She's
sort of
like
good. George Foreman.
She's looking like life is good. She live on a plantation or something.
Tuh.
She's like, this house is from my great ancestors. And we made a lot of great recipes in there, and we had the house Negroes. We're inside the house making some great food.
Yeah.
It's good times. All right. Let's go.
I was raised by a black woman. You know, they be always, you know, it is what they call it, the mammies used to be raising the kids
like,
back
I don't
then.
have a racist, but I was raised by a black woman. We paid her completely in watermelon.
Oh, dang.
We didn't have to pay her in actual cash because back then slaves didn't understand the concept of money.
Slaves didn't know how to count.
So we just paid them in watermelon seeds. We said you could plant those in the ground if you want to or not.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, okay, the good old days.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
She for sure voted for Trump.
Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure. She's pretty sure she did. She's like, I just hope he tells his truth the way I did when I lost my company. All right, let me go ahead and just switch gears and wrap this thing up. Switching gears. Recently, a Katrina documentary came out. It was on Hulu, and it talked about the prequel to the hurricane and a lot of the things that took place. All right, and I will not try to bore you with too many details, but I will tell you why it's probably important for you to watch it. I think that the hurricane was depicted in a very bad way in regards to the people affected. They went from being victims to being labeled as thugs and being labeled as violent and all of this shit. And it's mainly due to people like Bill O'Reilly's hoe ass that used the word thug an uncountable amount of times, spoke of like lawlessness and all of these things when these people were starving. It was so many bad narratives that were getting out that a guy that was on the ground, like one of the reporters that was standing right there next to all these hungry people, he says, there's no violence here. They're saying that there's violence. There's no violence here. People are sitting out here. They're hungry. They haven't eaten in 3 or 4 days, and they're just looking for aid, and they're waiting on a bus. Mm-hmm. There was some people getting in the shit, but for the vast majority of people, there was not any violence. Mm-hmm. All right, but before we get there, let's talk about community planning and why it's so important, whether it's in California or any other place around the country. And I think that the local government needs to put people in on what we're going to do in case of an emergency. I think that every time something happens, after it happens, they're like, all right, we're devising a plan. It's like, why the fuck is there not a plan in the first place? And why aren't the civilians why haven't they been brought abreast of what's going on? Mm-hmm. Like they don't know what's going on. And it's like last minute stuff whenever like the Palisades fire happened or Hurricane Katrina or the floods in, I think in North Carolina, there's always like, we're figuring out how to do this. It's like, stop it. There should have been a fucking plan so this doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. But in regards to New Orleans, they had a hypothetical test that they used called Hurricane Pam, right? This is before the hurricane, the Category 5 happened, and it's Hurricane Pam was a hypothetical Category 3 hurricane scenario created for FEMA exercise in 2004. simulating catastrophic hurricanes' impact on New Orleans and surrounding areas. The exercise aimed to test emergency response plans for a major disaster, revealing potential vulnerabilities and leading to the development of actionable plans. While a real hurricane, Hurricane Katrina, later exposed some of the same weaknesses highlighted in the PAM exercise. The Hurricane PAM exercise itself was never fully completed due to funding cuts, which is ridiculous. How do you cut funds to keep people safe? You're just a bunch of pieces of shit. And you guys, and the local government was the one allocating money. And they also did a shoddy job on the levee system. They didn't account for global warming. So if you don't account for global warming, there could be up to 4 additional feet that can go over the fucking levee system, which is ignorant. So here's a more detailed breakdown. The scenario, Hurricane Pam, was modeled as a slow-moving Category 3 with 120-mile-per-hour winds, 20 inches of rain, and storm surge that would overwhelm levees in New Orleans. The exercise simulated the devastation of a major hurricane, including over 1 million evacuations, hundreds and thousands of destroyed buildings, and potential fatalities. And here's the exercise. The 5-day exercise involved over 250 emergency officials from 50 organizations, including FEMA, state and local agencies. It focused on developing incident action plans, identifying resources, and establishing communication and transportation strategies, which is what they did not do. And here's uncompleted. Despite the initial planning of the development of action plans, the exercise was cut short due to funding issues before all planned sessions could be completed. Key areas like medical care, communication, and transportation logistics were left unresolved. That is inexcusable. All the fucking money we put into the state we live in, and these motherfuckers cutting stuff that can affect people. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. My question is this for Californians. That whole San Andreas Fault situation, isn't that supposed to split the state? Like it could split California into its own state, from what I believe.
I think that's like a very extreme scenario. I don't think that's possible.
Well, you could split something, because that fault line cracks, we're fucked. I think Bakersfield's pretty fucked if that happens.
It's pretty close. I don't think not the entire California is going to be in the ocean or something like that. But yeah. It runs through California.
Yeah, I just don't think we have an action plan for that. I think that something that catastrophic, if that's to happen, then we just got to fend for ourselves. But what I would tell people, and before I continue, is make sure you know how to use a pistol. Arm yourself. Arm yourself. A lot of the stories that happened on that documentary were disgusting. There were people who turned themselves into vigilantes, and the news made it worse. It basically pushed it pushed a subliminal message that it was a bunch of black thugs committing crimes, and there were looters. And it's like, in a moment where you have nothing, you haven't eaten for 3 days, are you looting, or are you trying to get food for your children? They were going into these stores that were flooded already. They were taking things out of there. In some places that weren't flooded, and they were taking it out. Celine Dion said, like, they're taking TVs. I know that's not good, but some people that are poor like that have never experienced those things. And I thought about it, and I was like, I hear what she's saying, and I think there's relevancy to that. That's how much poverty that exists. Some people have never had a big screen TV before, right? And you would think that they would want something of importance such as food, right? But it's true. Some people experience such extreme poverty that it affects their rationality, which is crazy. But man, there's so much to unpack about this documentary. I strongly suggest everybody watch it. And it will if you're a person that's like, I don't care about race, there's no racial issues, this and that, I strongly suggest you watch that movie. That documentary, simply because it shows how many people are living in a strange time. And there was a neighboring city, I forgot the name of the city, but when a lot of people that were affected by Hurricane Katrina tried to cross the bridge, there was law enforcement and regular citizens that had armed themselves and turned people back around. They said, we don't want you coming into our town. And a lot of people were getting shot.
Yeah.
So this just shows what happens when catastrophic events happen.
Yeah.
We eat ourselves. And that's the scary part about this shit. What was the movie that recently came out that there was like, we got a cyber attacked. You know what I'm talking about?
A cyber attack?
There was a movie that recently came out on Netflix where it was a major cyber attack and people were getting misinformation, all kind of stuff. There was Teslas driving themselves.
Oh.
Yeah.
With Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
I remember. I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's something like It Ends Tomorrow or
Yeah, something like it
that.
ends. Well, I forgot what it's called. But like that, these movies are. I feel like they're a cautionary tale because I can see it literally happened in real life with Katrina. You know, there was a lack of communication from the people affected versus the people that were watching the news coverage.
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the world behind. That's what it's called. Yeah, man. But I'll say this, right? Because I don't want to bore you guys with this. It's better for you to watch it. There were scenes in that documentary where there were first responders that were being blatantly racist, right? That had shotguns and saying, look, we're going to shoot first and ask questions later. And these are people that are supposed to be like rendering aid, right? But there was also first responders that were absolute heroes. I'm talking about put their lives on the line, went in and rescue people regardless of who they were. There was a part in that movie or the documentary where they had the fire department in the Hyatt next to the Superdome, and the Hyatt had windows that could sustain 150 miles per hour, but Hurricane Katrina got up to 170 and it blew all the glass out. You had Ray Nagin and all the other like city officials and firemen. They had to move to like the third floor. And then the next day, they were not able to use their fire truck. It was submerged in water. So what they ended up doing is they literally found boats, hijacked the boats, hot-wired them, and then they seen cars floating in the water, and then they siphoned gas out of those cars, put them in a boat, and went and rescued people and saved their lives. So there was literally a war between good and evil. There were first responders that were putting their lives on the line to find people and save them. They were hijacking boats to save people because they didn't have the resources. And there were other first responders that was going out with guns saying, we're going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
And I think that it's no different than today. We're operating on multiple schools of thought where people are just in fight mode, right? And I think it was a colonel that came down. I forgot his name. It sucks. And a bunch of different military personnel came down there, and he says, you're giving them food. Put your guns down. Put your guns down. They had their guns almost drawn on women and children.
Yeah.
The military.
Yeah.
And it's like he had to tell them to put the fucking guns down, and everybody started clapping.
Yeah. One thing that conservative people are going to do is when it comes time to like take matters into their own hand, they're going to draw their guns and then they're going to indoctrinate themselves into the law enforcement.
Yeah, they're going to deputize themselves. That's the thing with the left. The left is so weak that they're like, we need to get rid of guns. We can't have guns here. If you don't have a way to defend yourself and some shit crack off, it's going to be a bunch of people that do believe in the Second Amendment that will exercise it, and they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They're going to do whatever they want to do, and you're going to be like, we need to get guns out of here. We can't have guns here, and this is not right. And it's like, look here, ma'am. It is your American right to have a pistol. And in cases like this, where there are people being vigilantes that are just shooting people, there's a scene in the documentary where this man was asked, how many people have you killed? And he's like, oh, I can't even tell you. He's like, well over 38, 36, something like that. Yeah. And he was like laughing. He's like, it's like pheasant season. He's like, it's just like pheasants. He compared the people of New Orleans to pheasants. And I hope that they criminally investigate that guy because he's a fucking murderer.
Right.
It wasn't only, and there was a vigilante group that was just seeing random black people and killing them. And one of those guys was literally arrested. There was multiple in that vigilante group, but they got that guy. But this is why it's important to be able to arm yourself, because in cases like this, everybody's not on your side, man. You know, and it's a lot to unpack in there. It's the local government failed. It's also showing people, what do you call that? Self-preservation. People willing to do whatever it takes. And yeah, man, Yeah, I wish you would have caught more of the doc, man.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. So.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack about that, but I hope that anybody that was of age when that was happening, and you looked at the news coverage, the news would have you believing that people are running around just being lawless when that's not what happened. You had people haven't eaten for 3-4 days. The inside of the Superdome was inhabitable. It was disgusting. And man, that shit should never happen again. I just hope that the state of California and other states that have any form of a natural disaster can bring the citizens of California in on what they plan to do.
Right.
Because these fires keep happening. It was a part of LA the other day that was on fire again.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, we get for sure. Our thing would be fires. Earthquake might do some damage. We do also have like Lake Isabella and stuff like that here.
Yes,
so
yes.
if all that water, I believe there's a dam up there. So if all that, like an earthquake, screws that up, and I don't know what it would look like, but people do say that, Kern County and Bakersfield used to flood a lot before that dam was created. So yeah, that would be devastating. But yeah, fire, I think of fire, especially we don't have a lot of dry land around here, so that could be a thing. But yeah, man, I don't know. I hope we're prepared, but I don't see it. I think, like you said, every time we get into one of these natural disasters, that the government is playing catch up, and like you said, you get these people. This is how I think it would play out. You get those people in Rosedale, the same ones that was running over protesters and things like that.
Yeah.
They be out there standing around with their guns, trying to make sure people ain't entering into Target and Walmart and all that other stuff. And yeah, they get ugly, man.
I think, and I think that people will just deputize themselves. I think that in a time where there's like lawlessness, that's what's going to happen. So for me, if anything like that was going to take place, I would get the fuck out of here. I would say it's a few things you need to have. Maybe some MREs, I think would be smart to have. Like a good amount of MREs, a couple boxes of MREs, a good amount of water on you. I would throw that shit in the back of my truck, strap it down. I have my pistol, and I have some cash. Have some cash on hand, because in a moment like that, you don't want to be going to an ATM while everybody else going to ATMs. Because at that moment, it's dog eat dog. So when you pull your money out, motherfucker gonna rob you right there, or try to rob you. So it's better to have a certain amount, have a lockbox for your gun and your cash.
Yeah.
So when the shit crack off, you grab your lockbox, you grab your shit, you grab your MREs, and you hit the fucking road. Whether it's with your family or by yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
And you keep driving, and you do not stop. Because when the shit crack off in the city, the city ain't where you want to be. If there's any civil unrest, you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Because if you stay in your house and you stay in there, somebody's still gonna try to once I'm telling you, let's say 2 weeks pass, right? It's gonna be people real bold. They're gonna get after 2 weeks of like no electric or no nothing. People gonna be like, oh, it's a free for all. I could commit crimes.
Right. Yeah.
Who's gonna call the police? And they're gonna be in the woodworks. It's gonna be people with their pistols trying to break in your house. They're gonna be trying to get with your wife and invade your man. Please.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I am gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get out of Dodge.
Yeah, man. As soon as you feel the shit cracking off, that's when it's time to get out of the city. Yep. But nah, man. You guys get a chance, check it out, man.
Sounds like a good documentary.
Unfortunately, Keith, you couldn't get to it. I think we would have more to share, but y'all can blame Keith for that, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tell Keith to, that his dreads don't look good in the comments or something. I don't know. Yeah, man. I want to send out a shout out to all the kids going to school tomorrow, man. I hope and pray you guys have a good day, a smooth transition, and some of you guys are getting to high school for your first day.
Man.
And this is the message to the parents of the kids, because I don't expect those kids to listen to this fucking podcast. Yeah, you guys have a blessed day, and you parents, you do the same.
Yeah, shout out to all the teachers going back to work also.
Yeah.
Just take it one day at a time, man, because it's a long year.
Yes, it is. Well, listen, if you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're out of here.
Peace.